Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 wasn't just another magical chapter, it was a game changer. The tone grew darker, the characters more mature, and the stakes higher than ever. But what you didn't see on screen is just as magical as what made it to the final cut. Today we're pulling back the curtain on how some of the most powerful scenes in the film are brought to life, with stunning practical effects, set designs, and heart-pounding intensity. One of the coolest and most memorable magical touches in the wizarding world was something small, but unforgettable. And in Harry Potter, it was the live images in newspapers. As kids, we all wondered, how do the pictures in these newspapers actually move? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. The areas where those magical animated images were meant to appear were actually printed in green or blue patches. That's it. Then in post-production, the VFX team replaced those patches with short looping videos of characters moving, scenery, or even speaking. This basic technique turned ordinary props into magical artifacts. It was all about clever camera tricks. The base of the bag was rigged with a hidden hole. When Hermione reached in, Emma Watson's hand would exit below the frame where props were handed to her. Later, the footage was digitally cleaned up, removing her arm and extending the fabric, making it appear as if everything was coming from inside the magical purse. In one of the film's most suspense and powerful moments, when Voldemort approaches the tomb of Albus Dumbledore, silently breaks it open, and claims the Elder Wand, which is the most legendary wand in the wizarding world of Hogwarts. The entire scene is quiet, eerie, and filled with weight. No words, just cold intent. But what's surprising is how this moment was actually filmed. The crew didn't shoot it on some far-off island or remote cliffside. Instead, the production team built the entire tomb set inside a real jungle-like area, then surrounded it with green screens. This gave them full freedom in post-production to transform the setting completely. Later, the background was extended digitally to resemble a lonely island surrounded by an endless sea. Even some part of Dumbledore's grave itself was digitally enhanced, while some are real creations of Dumbledore's tomb, making Voldemort's silent moment of triumph feel even more intense. One of the most emotional moments in Deathly Hallows Part 1 comes when Harry breaks through the frozen surface of a pond and dives in to retrieve the sword of Gryffindor. But before he can reach it, the Horcrux locket coils around his neck, dragging him down, trying to kill him. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, Ron shows up. After being gone for weeks, he returns in the nick of time to save Harry and destroy the Horcrux. Now here's what's incredible. While the scene looks like it takes place deep in a magical forest, it was actually filmed on location in the real Forest of Dean. Still, it was heavily enhanced with movie magic. A huge lighting rig was brought in to simulate moonlight cutting through the trees. In the BTS footage, you'll spot director David Yates giving constant feedback to Daniel and Rupert, fine-tuning every emotion, every look, every breath of struggle and relief. Underwater portion of the rescue? That's a whole story on its own. To shoot Harry's plunge into the icy depths, the crew didn't go outdoors. Instead, they built a massive glass-walled tank inside Leavesden Studios, designed specifically for underwater filming. Daniel Radcliffe performed the entire sequence himself after going through scuba training. Underwater camera rigs surrounded the tank to capture the action from every angle. And while the water looks bone-chilling on screen, it was actually kept warm to protect Daniel from hypothermia. The icy tone you see? That was added digitally in post. As Harry grabs the sword, the locket lashes out, tightening around his neck in a desperate attempt to stop him. This part of the scene combined practical wire work with CGI. Daniel was rigged with an underwater harness that pulled him back, simulating the struggle. The movement of the locket itself, the way it coils and twists, was later added through VFX. It's a perfect blend of real performance and digital wizardry. Now for one of the most ambitious sequences in the entire Harry Potter series, when 6 members of the Order of the Phoenix transform into Harry using Polyjuice Potion. In the final shot, we see 7 Harrys standing in the same room. It's wild, and it took some serious tech to pull off. To make it work, the filmmakers used a special motion control camera rig. It's a robotic system that can repeat the exact same camera move over and over again. Daniel Radcliffe performed each version of Harry, one at a time, mimicking the mannerisms of the original actors. Different costumes, different body language, different attitudes, all while acting in front of a green screen. Daniel Radcliffe performed each version of Harry one at a time, mimicking the mannerisms of the original actors. Different costumes, different body language, different attitudes, all while acting in front of a green screen. Daniel gave 95 separate performances just for this one scene. Then, in post-production, each take was stitched together into a seamless shot where all 7 Harrys appear side by side. The transformation comes the escape, and it's a wild ride. Harry and the others take off into the night sky on broomsticks. Hagrid flies alongside him on that iconic magical motorbike, and right behind them, Death Eaters in hot pursuit, hurling spells in a dazzling aerial battle. But none of it was filmed in the sky. The actors were mounted onto mechanical gimbal rigs, machines that mimic the feeling of flight. Wind machines blasted them from all sides while they acted out high-speed dives, dodges, and spell casting, all in front of green screens. Behind the scenes, you'll see the broomsticks weren't just props. They were customized with padded seats and foot stabilizers to help actors stay balanced and safe during motion shots. Hagrid's motorbike? It sat on a moving platform that tilted and rumbled to simulate flight. The sense of motion felt real, so when CGI artists added explosions, spell trails, and stormy skies later, it all blended together perfectly. After Ron leaves, Harry and Hermione continue the Horcrux hunt. They arrive at a snow-covered village, find the grave of Harry's parents, and then things take a terrifying turn inside Bathilda Bagshot's house. The village itself was constructed inside the studio. Fake snow made from soap foam was spread across the set, and mist machines pumped out fog to complete the wintry atmosphere. A green screen surrounded the set to allow for background replacements later. The moment Harry finds his parents' grave is one of quiet pain. The lighting is blue and low, fog swirls around the tombstones, the pace slows down, letting the weight of the moment land. Every detail, from the lighting angles to the shadows, was designed to enhance the emotional impact. Then, the shift happens. As soon as Harry and Hermione step inside Bathilda's home, something feels off. Everything is silent. Dust hangs in the air. Furniture is crumbling. The house feels frozen in time and wrong. Production designer Stuart Craig crafted the set to feel truly abandoned. Moldy dishes, spiderwebs, stained curtains, it all adds up to a mood of unease. From enchanted newspapers to underwater battles and magical handbags, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 didn't just tell a story, it created a world. A world where every detail, every wand flick, every shadow on the wall was painstakingly crafted behind the scenes by teams of artists, designers, stunt performers, and visual effects magicians. And that's what makes this film more than a fantasy. It's a miracle of storytelling and cinematic craft.